He was 19 when he was killed. So for 19 years we had this wonderful child, and we watched him grow from an adorable baby and toddler into this tall, strong, smiling, sensitive, sweet young man. He had incredible charm, and from the time he was really young, and it stayed with him. He was charming and lovable. He was full of love. He loved people, his family, his friends. Theatre, and he proved to be an outstanding actor. On the stage he was in his element. He taught himself to play the guitar when he was a teenager, and he spent many hours playing and singing on his own, in his room and with his friends. He was a very good mimic. We spent a lot of time laughing. He had this innocence about him, this directness, this honesty, and it just endeared him to everyone he knew. He was very attached to all of us. I mean, on the one hand, he loved to go out with his friends. He was always running in and out of the house. But he also liked to sit and talk to us, to me, to Ami, to Michali's sister. Just having him around was a great source of pleasure for me. There was just something so wonderful about him. After the terrorist attack happened, I heard about it maybe 10 minutes later. I heard that there had been a suicide bomber at the railway station in Nariya. And I knew that Danny was on his way to Nariya. And I knew that he was there right then. And I immediately called his cell phone, and there was no reply. And I kept calling. I must have called the hospital in Nariya maybe 10, 15 times that day. At first I didn't want to hear that he was in the hospital. And after a while I did want to hear that he was in the hospital, because the alternative was much worse. A good friend of mine drove me home from work. I wasn't in a state to drive. And when I got home it was something like 5:30, 5:45. I went in the gate and I closed the gate, and that's when I saw Ami standing on the steps waiting for me with army personnel around him, and I knew that that was it. That's when I got the final official confirmation of what my fear had been the whole day. think of the Shiva, hundreds and hundreds of people coming into the house, sitting outside, inside. That's when we realized what a mark this child had left on so many people. There were so many young people all over the house, sitting and crying. It's so difficult to see young people crying over the death of a friend. It's so unnatural, it's so painful. Danny was a very special boy. Everywhere I go, I feel his presence everywhere. There's almost nothing that I don't associate with him. Everything reminds me of him, and his presence is all over the house. That's the chair that he sat in his t-shirt and his shorts, watching television, playing his guitar. It's like his presence is there and he's not there, and I can't describe how painful it is. Michal said that when Danny was killed, it was as though somebody had switched the lights off. And that's the way it is. Life goes on, but with less light, less color, less laughter.